Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name is George Kingori. I'm your online finance guy who speaks about all things finance, how you can be able to grow, how you can be able to invest, and how you can be better in your financial affairs. And today I'm going to speak about why land is the best investment. Of course, there are many other investment opportunities, but today I'm going to speak about land and why it is one of the most critical investments that every person should have, if not the most important investment, but still among the greatest investments that everyone could be able to make. So what are the reasons I come up with this conclusion? The first one is it gains value better than most other investments. Yes, investment in land gains value because remember, no one is producing new land, and the amount of land that is available that is full of nutrition for plants and in which soil is potent is actually going down. The kind of land that is available with enough moisture content and rainfall is actually diminishing, and so having land, especially near towns and near places that are actually expanding, because remember, towns are growing faster than rural communities. So if you have this land in a strategic place and with all these values that we attach, that it is good for farming, it is good for producing food, it is good for real estate development and all these things, then you will most likely gain value. In fact, there are few types of land where you will not actually gain value. Land appreciates in value better than other investments. And the other thing is the kind of value that land generates, especially vacant land, is the kind of value that is untaxed. Yes, value in land that comes incrementally without selling the land does not attract taxes because it is capital gains and can only be taxed once you sell this land. So if your desire is to be able to grow wealth while reducing your tax liability over time, then it is one of the best investments to have because you are not paying taxes as you go on with your investments. So the third thing is that there is no depreciation. Yes, land does not depreciate. Just like I mentioned earlier, land actually gains value because no new land is created, because nothing significant can be able to happen to land to make it very much less valuable, because unless something drastic happens, like the presence of toxic chemicals that make the land unusable or such other things, then the percentage is a very high percentage that this land is actually raised in value, because unless something drastic happens, it will always appreciate. So depreciation is out of the picture. Then the other thing is obsolescence. Land will never go technically or absolutely obsolete. Why? Because land will always be required in the form that it is. People will always love to settle in a place. People will always love to be able to have land for forestry or land for producing food, and land does not change or become technically insolent. And remember, nothing can be able to replace land. Nothing can be able to be used as a substitute for land. So land will not become obsolete in any way or form. So that is one of also the other major reasons why you should have land investments. Then the other thing is that there is low maintenance cost. Yes, especially if you're going to have vacant land. Land does not require a lot of maintenance. It does not require a lot of things to be able to make it continue to be land. Unlike other investments where you have to invest more in maintenance, like property where you have to have 1% of the value of your investment in maintenance only, land in its form, in vacant form, does not require a lot of maintenance. Actually, the only maintenance that may be there, or the only cost that may be attached to this land, is any taxes that may be due on the land or the land rates at specific times. Apart from that, land is basically low maintenance. You do not even need to have a caretaker or a real estate agent to look at vacant land. Land will always be low maintenance investment. Then the other thing is the amount needed to be able to acquire land is flexible, because remember, even if you have little amount of money, you could be able to invest in land that is far beyond the town reaches. You could be able to invest in land that has less desirable characteristics, for example hilly land, which might be cheaper, or rocky land, which might be cheaper. So land investment is flexible as regards to the amount of money you need to be able to invest. You just have to be a little flexible, and you could be able to acquire any form of land at any budget. So land investment is flexible, unlike certain investments where you require fixed amount of money that cannot be able to fluctuate. Land, you can be able to buy land and be able to measure it against the resources that you have without having to be forced to have so much amount of money to be able to invest in land. Then the other thing is there is less competition with many people. Unlike other investments where a lot of people are running to be able to invest, land is one investment that many people are not investing in because many people do not value raw land. Many people want to acquire assets in the towns. Many people want to acquire non-physical assets because they want to move and relocate easily. Many people want to acquire things that are producing money value every day, because remember, vacant land, unless it is valued every often, you cannot really be able to see the value as it goes, unlike say stocks where you can be able to see the value of your investment portfolio going up and down, things like that. So there is less competition on land, and this makes it good for you as an investor because you are not forced to buy land quickly. You could be able to spot a deal and take your time, and you could be able to look for land over a period of time. And remember, because people are moving from the rural areas to the town areas, then rural land becomes cheaper. So these are some of the things that make having to invest in land a little bit better for you. Then the other thing is there is a lot of local information as regards to land and land investment. There is a lot of opportunities to be able to acquire knowledge from the local chiefs, the local leaders, from the local land offices, from the local survey maps, from geographical studies, from Google Maps, from many places. Unlike other investments where the amount of information that is critical and important for investment is low in supply, this amount of information is free of charge and readily available to you when you are trying to make this land investment. So this makes it less of a likelihood for you to buy bad land or to be conned in regards to purchase of land. And as long as you make your process and follow your process well, then land will always be able to give you a return, and you will have less problematic issues with investing in land. Then of course the other thing is there is no fluctuating value, unlike say stocks and shares. Stocks and share fluctuate in value. When the market is going bad, the level of the price of shares goes down. When the market is going up, then prices go up. So that fluctuating effect is not common with land. Actually, land goes in a simple curve up. So if you do not desire to have assets or investments that are fluctuating in value, then invest in land, because by investing in land you will not have this having an up and down swings that might be problematic, especially for the old investors who may panic a little bit more when they see the values going up and down. So vacant land is highly important. Then of course the other thing, there are many value additions that you could be able to do to vacant land. You could be able to plant trees and to be able to have these trees produce timber and lumber in the future that can be able to be sold and gain new value over time. You could also plant fruit trees that could be able to give you fruit and sell fruit on a yearly basis at certain seasons. You could also be able to have camping places for people to be able to camp on the land or hunt on the land, or many other activities that people, recreation activities that people could do on this land. Whilst this land is acquiring in value, is rising in value, you're still earning money over time because of the additional activities you can be able to do this land. So I hope that I've been helpful to you as you go in your financial journey. I will link up a video on how to buy land in Kenya should you be desiring to buy land in Kenya. And I hope that you are growing and gleaning. And remember to subscribe to the channel so that this and much more videos come directly to you, and like this video so that more people can be able to see it and enjoy its contents. Thank you, and enjoy your